We are here with Nika Futterman, who among many voices also voices Asajj Ventress from both the Clone Wars as well as the Bad Batch. So first off, how is it being a part of the Star Wars universe?
I mean, well, let's see. What's the first thing that popped in my head? It's an honor. It's a privilege. It's like I'm a part of history. It's like, I mean, it's kind of like one of those things where you're like, oh, I can't say, oh, I dreamed of it because it wasn't even in my, it wasn't in my thoughts. I was just like, once I became a part of it, well, once I auditioned for the part, then it was like, all I could think about was getting it. And they made me work for getting it. And then once it happened, I was like, this is like, it's like a forever, it's like a part of history. It's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I feel like I'm, it's like you get to be in this like rare group of lucky humans, almost like winning the lottery, which would also be fun.
That would be very fun. Asajj is such an interesting character, so unique. I mean, but the first thing is you hear that voice. And that voice is completely unique. When coming up with the voice for Asajj and the character itself, were you layering that? Because with the story arc that Asajj has, there's so many different levels. But how did you approach a character like that?
Well, I was first creating her. She had this sort of presence to her that I felt was like this mix of like kick-ass chick, and she also had the history that was so complex. And I found her to be highly intelligent, both on a street level and also like in just from her life experience, that I felt like she felt like this sort of sophisticated human. And so I kind of thought about her, sort of in like the old style of villain in terms of how I wanted to make her voice. So but then as she started to change and sort of move into a lighter place, and where I think she is heading in the future is, I think she's chilled out a bit. So I think you even kind of get it a little bit in Bad Batch, where she's not as like Shakespeare, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like pulling back on that, how much she articulates and just kind of like chilling. And she's also like, she doesn't have this, she's not following anyone's rules. Not that she ever was, but you know what I mean? Like there's no, person who's running her plan, and she's, so anyway, without saying too much, like, you might see a change in her, like just kind of like general attitude.
Having, of course, like once Clone Wars was canceled and we had the Dark Disciple, but when we got Asajj in that trailer for Bad Batch and people lost their minds, how was it for you returning to that role?
Lost my mind. I was like, oh yeah, baby. Because I'm like, Filoni's running stuff now, so anything's possible.
Yeah.
Like, so that's what, for me, I was psyched because we never got to finish what she was about. She had this whole life that was going to happen as a bounty hunter and all that stuff. And so I was like, we never got to explore like what she was turning into. And we started to see her like sort of being a protector and like, and like having a softer side and all those things. So I was ready to explore that. And then you go bye-bye.
We were sad too, but I'm so happy to have her back. Do you have a favorite Ventress like storyline, like an arc that...
I mean, I love when she's with the Night Sisters because I feel like it's like very witchy and powerful, and also one of the places where she did still feel safe and cared about and a part of something, because she's such a lone wolf.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I would say that that's like my favorite stuff. Like, have fun.
Thank you so much, and look forward to possibilities of the future.
To possibilities.